everyone, I'm Amy Tremblay, and today we're going to review the Mitsubishi Outlander. This Outlander is packed with many more features than you'd expect, whether you spend every weekend on adventurous road trips or you're busy chasing after a growing and active family. In a word, it just works, which is probably why it was named Best Mid-Size Utility Vehicle in Canada for 2023 by the Automobile Journalists Association of Canada. Under the hood, we have a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine with a continuously variable transmission. You're going to have great balance of power and efficiency in the Outlander. You have 181 pound-feet of torque and 181 horsepower. This can tow up to 2,000 pounds, and your fuel economy will be 8.9 liters per 100 kilometers combined. Standard on the Outlander is the Super All-Wheel Control, which is Mitsubishi's all-wheel drive system. You'll have driver-selectable modes, Eco, Normal, Snow, Gravel, Tarmac, and Mud, which will always make you feel in control of the vehicle, regardless of road conditions or the weather. Now let's take a look at the front end styling. We have our body-colored bumper combined with Mitsubishi's signature grille and skid plate styling, which give the Outlander a distinctive look from front to back. On the bottom, we have our parking sensors. We also have them in the rear. We have our LED daytime running lights. We have our LED headlights and high beams, which are both automatic. And we have our fog lights, which are also LED. Now, one thing in Canada is that our winters can be really bad and the weather can be unpredictable. So you actually have your headlight washer right on the side, which is really interesting to have. Moving on to the side, we have our wheels. These are 20-inch alloy two-tone wheels. And your side mirrors are heated, they're power folding, and they also have reverse auto tilt. So when you're reversing in a parking spot, it actually will show you the curb. And you have your integrated turn signal right here. The body color of the vehicle I'm showing you today is actually two-toned. You have the black diamond finish with the bronze roof. And you also have roof rails there. The trim of this Outlander is the GT trim, so this will actually be packed with most of the features that are available on the Outlander. Now, if you go to the Mitsubishi Motors website, you'll be able to do something called a build and price and have a look at all the trims available, the colors available, and even accessories that you could perhaps put on the roof racks on the top. So have a look at that and you'll be able to configure the vehicle of your dreams. Now, let's go take a look at the back. Here at the rear, we have a substantial rear spoiler, LED combination lights, and we have those parking sensors that I mentioned a little bit earlier. As for the liftgate, it is powered. It can be hands-free depending on the trim. This GT model has it. So I have the key here in my pocket. All I have to do is kick at the center and it opens. Or you can open it with the push of a button. On top of that, if your parking garage has a low ceiling or you'd like your kids to be able to close the liftgate, it's easy to reprogram how high it opens. You just have to hold this button until it beeps and you'll be able to reprogram the height every time you open it. Now, as you can see, the Outlander can actually seat up to 7 passengers. Behind this third row, you have 308 liters of cargo volume. Now, 90% of the time, these two seats in the third row will be folded to allow for more cargo space. So if you ever need those extra seats, they're really great and convenient. They're also reclinable, which I think is really cool. Now, let me demonstrate how to put them down. You just have to take out the headrests, really easy, and you have a storage compartment just down below to put them away. There we go. And as easy as this, put them right down. Now these fold completely flat, and behind the second row we have 866 liters of volume. This is perfect for a stroller, for groceries, and outdoor gear. The second row here is 40-20-40 split configuration, which means that you can fold down either one of those 3 seats. I think it's super convenient. I love skiing. Without compromising the 2 seats here in the second row, I can put my skis right between the 2 passengers, and it's super great and still lots of space. I have a lever on both sides so that I can put that second row down. Right there. There we have it. These also fold flat. And once they're folded, the cargo space increases to 1,822 liters of space. Now let's take a look at the capless fuel. On the side here, we have the little panel for your gas. How awesome is it that the Outlander has a capless fuel filler? This means that you can just insert the nozzle without needing to remove the cap. We've all seen someone forget their fuel cap, and this won't happen with this car. Let's go take a look inside. Here in the second row, it's super spacious and really comfortable. This is a 7-seater, like I mentioned, which is great for families, and each of the doors here at the back actually has pull-up sunshades if your kids would like to take a nap or if the sun's in their eyes. The seats in this row also slide forward for more legroom in that third row or for more cargo space. There are multiple pockets in the back of the front seats for practical storage. For more comfort and convenience, the second row seats are reclining and they have a center armrest with cup holders. The 2 outboard seats in the second row are also heated on this GT trim, and down below we have tri-climate zone controls, which means that the back has its own climate. And just underneath we also have a USB-A and a USB-C outlet. Here we are in the driver's seat. As long as you have your key on you, you have fast key keyless entry, which unlocks the doors and lets you into the car. The Outlander has an award-winning interior and was cited by Ward's Auto for standing above every other car on their list. There is so much attention to detail. You have the high-quality quilting of leather seats and matching door inserts in leatherette, which adds luxury and sophistication to the Outlander. The leather is also very soft versus hard plastics that you see in maybe other vehicles of this segment. And the diamond pattern from the seats is also carried over to the knobs and window buttons. This vehicle also has a sleek dash design. Overhead, we have a large power sunroof, which is fantastic and really brightens up the interior. Of course, if your passengers would like darkness to be on their phones, you have an electric sunshade that completely blocks out the sun. The SOS button right beside the sunroof operation buttons connects the driver to Mitsubishi Connect Emergency Response Center when pushed down for 3 seconds. And on your smartphone, you can download the Mitsubishi Connect application, from which you'll be able to remote start, lock, and unlock your Outlander from your phone. You can even locate your vehicle if you forgot where you parked at the mall. This happened to me just recently. And by the way, with the purchase of the Outlander, you receive a 2-year trial of Mitsubishi Connect services. In the center, we have a 9-inch infotainment screen. When it comes to navigation, you have a couple of options. The display has integrated navigation, but if you prefer to use your smartphone, you can connect through Android Auto or wireless Apple CarPlay. You can then also listen to the music that you have on your phone through your favorite apps. The screen is also Bluetooth capable for hands-free phone calls. Speaking of your smartphone, if you need to charge it, you can use this wireless charging pad just down below, and we also have those 2 USB outlets down here. As I mentioned earlier, this vehicle has a 3-zone climate control, so you actually have the rear climate that you can control from the back, but you can also control it here as the driver. You have the rear climate controls, you have the driver climate controls, and the front passenger climate controls right there. The Outlander GT has a Bose premium sound system with 10 speakers. The driver's seat is very comfortable and is 8-way power adjustable. It also has key-linked memory programming of the seat and side mirror adjustments for 2 different drivers. The front seats are both heated, and the front passenger seat is also power adjustable. Beside the steering wheel here, we have our push button start. The steering wheel is leather wrapped and heated. Paddle shifters we have here for manual driving, and it has mounted audio and connectivity controls. The driver display is 12.3 inches, it is digital and customizable. Down below we have our shift knob, it's also leather wrapped, and right over here we have our super all-wheel control drive mode selector. You just have to turn it and you can select between the modes. This vehicle has a total of 11 airbags, which include 2 knee airbags for the driver and the passenger. And now let's take the Outlander out for a drive and put some of its features to the test. So here we are in the Outlander. It is a beautiful day outside, so right now I'm in eco mode, and it's going to be more fuel efficient. If I were on the highway or getting onto the highway, I might want a little bit more power though. So actually what would happen is I could just put it in a normal mode, and it would get a little bit more power when I'm driving. Of course, if it was snowing, then I would put it in snow mode. And if I was in gravel, I would put it in gravel mode. It's really great to have all of these super all-wheel control drive modes right at the reach of my hand as I'm driving, so that I can adapt it as I'm going to be in control on every road condition, no matter the weather, no matter the road conditions. It's really good. It's a very smooth drive. It's not noisy either. Like, I can see the potholes, but I can barely hear them, which is really nice. Now, just above right here, now you might not be able to see it because it's actually integrated into the windshield. I have my head-up display, which is telling me exactly what I need it to tell me. It tells me my speed, it tells me the speed limit, and if I was listening to music, I'd be able to display my music, so the song that I'm listening to. So there's a car coming up in my blind spot, and this side mirror acts as an extra pair of eyes, essentially. There's a little triangle that lights up to let me know that there's someone there. Now, if I was, trying to change lanes and there's a car there, maybe I didn't notice, and I put my indicator on, you see that? There's like a little beep that just told me that there's a vehicle in my blind spot. So that's really, really nice. Now, on top of that, if I ignored that beep and still tried to move, the vehicle would actively keep me away from going into that lane. So there's the active blind spot assist that would kick in, so it would stop me from moving by gently applying the brakes. There's also, by the way, a visual warning as well, just in my center display. Now, if I were on the highway right now, I'd be using my Pilot Assist with NaviLink, which is essentially a semi-autonomous driving assist feature. So it uses adaptive cruise control with stop and go, it uses lane keeping assist, and it also uses navigation so that it actually gives you that semi-autonomous feel to driving the vehicle. You're gonna have that adaptive cruise control with stop and go. Essentially what that does is it adjusts your vehicle speed to the vehicle speed of the car in front of you. So if that vehicle in front brakes, your vehicle's also going to brake. If it stops completely in stop and go traffic, it's also going to stop completely until that car in front of you starts moving again. So it's really, really nice. Now it's also using lane keeping assist to keep me centered in the lane. So if I ever drifted a little bit to the side, it would just like nudge me back into the center of the lane on the steering wheel. And then it would use navigation and traffic sign recognition. The traffic sign recognition is going to be able to notice what speed I'm supposed to be at. So if the speed limit ever changes, my vehicle is going to adapt to that speed because of the traffic sign recognition. And then the navigation is actually going to help to predict when the curbs are coming. So it's also going to adapt my speed to the curbs. All right, I'm now going to park the vehicle. So I'm going to put the vehicle in reverse. Just there. I've got my reverse auto tilt happening right now, and on the center screen right here we have, of course, the multi-view camera system that appears. It's going to show me essentially a view from above and a full 360 surround view of my vehicle. I'm going to have a colleague walk behind the vehicle. You'll see that the vehicle will detect that there is a moving object. It has a yellow box just around the camera that notifies me, so that's one visual cue, and then you also have an audible cue. You probably heard that beeping, which is really, really good and super efficient when you're parking. All right, let's park this vehicle. Here we have the lines that tell me where I'm going, which is really nice, and this camera is just so great. Just look at that. I'm gonna know exactly where I'm going. Of course, I could still look at my mirrors, and then you can adjust as you're backing up right into the lines. That's really, really helpful when you're backing up. And of course, there's a curb. And voila! Now, if I was parked forward in a parking spot and maybe reversing out, if there's any cars coming from either side, I do have rear cross traffic alert that would let me know. And of course, if there were any people or objects in my way, there would be rear automatic emergency braking that would kick in to avoid any kind of collision as well. Now let's head back inside.
So that's my take on the Outlander. As many current owners have said in their online reviews, this SUV is premium and versatile. It's great for families or if you have an active lifestyle. And it has Mitsubishi's 10-year warranty. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.
Drive your ambition, Mitsubishi Motors.